Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Do We Know Them, episode 178. And I feel like I still sound not the most healthy, but I don't sound completely nasally anymore.
Yeah, you were going through it for a hot minute there, but it's slowly getting better.
The amount of times I've been having to like aggressively blow my nose throughout the day, otherwise it's like I can't breathe.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Thank you for that description.
I wanted to share it because it just felt right.
A much more fun addition to the beginning and not about boogers. I got extensions.
Oh yeah, shut them off. I'm like, you're so little in this screen.
Oh, I know. I didn't extend my hair. You might notice it's the same length. I just wanted some thickness and we lightened it a little bit and I don't know, I'm just feeling the vibes.
Yeah, no, I actually meant to ask you because she sent me a picture of it yesterday and it looked really good, but you didn't go longer. So I think back to my extension era and I would rather die than just add it for anything other than like necessary length.
That makes sense, but to me, my hair is super, super thin. I don't know how thin your hair is, actually. I don't feel like it's that thin.
No, I have a lot of hair, yeah. It's like, it's fine, but there's a lot.
Yeah, no, mine is always giving dental floss, and like no matter if I curl it or whatever, and if I do anything other than crimp it in particular, it just doesn't last, and it just falls, and it's so fine. It's fine. I don't not like my hair. I just wanted
nice to have some volume.
More volume, yeah. I didn't want length. I had length extensions or like long extensions for a long time, and they were cool and all that stuff, but I just, I didn't want them again. It's like heavier. I only got one row because I got like the hidden bead. It's like NBR extensions.
Well, so that's what I was going to ask. How are they in there?
It's like 8 or 9 beads across your head in a line, and then they sew the wefts into the beads.
Oh.
So it's not like micro beads. It's not the ones that are like the keratin bond. Those all are pretty like a lot of them. You know what I mean? There's like a ton of little extensions. This is wefts sewn into your head, but not like a sew-in per se because it's sewn into the beads. I don't know. Normally when you do sew-ins, they're sewn into a braid. Do you know what I mean?
Not really, actually.
They'll like braid across your head and then sew into that. This is a bead method that takes out that braid. So you literally can feel your scalp all around. Like it's not like there's a piece of hair you can't wash.
Well, that's what I like. Because my issue was that I had, I don't know what kind or how many varieties there are, but yeah, they were tape-ins, so it was like a bunch of like thin pieces. But it's like you can't like, I'm getting PTSD even thinking about it.
No, that makes sense. This one, you can get under it to like scratch your head all around. Like you have full access to your scalp.
Without having like clumps of hair in the way.
Exactly. But I will say I'm not a particularly tender-headed or like sensitive person when it comes to that. Like it was annoying to sleep last night a little bit, but like I'm fine with stuff like that. My mom, she would rip it off the second she got home. Like she can't handle it.
See, I was fine with mine for like, I don't know how long I would go with them before I'd like get them like redone. But oh my God, I remember being on a date one time. I'd gone out with a guy several times and I got them out after we had gone on a few dates. But it was like one of the dates, it was to the point that I was like crawling out of my skin. I hated it so much and it was windy and I just want to be like, just want to rip them out.
Yeah, the tape ones are the worst. And they move up tape extensions like after. That's how they like refresh you. Every time you retape it and they use that like new tape, never looks the same. Your tracks are always showing. I hate tape-ins. Sorry, girlies, if you have them.
It was always good for like the first couple weeks. And then my hair grows pretty fast too. And it was just like, I don't know. At the time I thought it looked good. And now I look back at pictures and I'm like, oh. Like, it looked kind of ratty.
Hopefully not me in 3 months.
Actually I need to cancel my appointment. I have big news that tomorrow.
What?
For my mom's birthday.
We are going
to. Well, I was just thinking because I got a text that I have a hair appointment tomorrow, and I'm like, sorry, Laurel, I'm gonna have to cancel that. Because I have big plans. I think I've definitely mentioned because this actually led me to where we're going. But I've mentioned before that my mom has this like not recent. It's been a few years now, I think, but like randomly she just became obsessed with mini donkeys specifically.
Period. As she should.
So she announces this one day as if it was like a lifelong passion of hers. And I'm like, what? Donkeys? That's so random. But now we'll just like send each other videos of these really cute donkeys because they very much seem to like act like small dogs. Well, large dogs. There are like some donkey sanctuaries across the country where you can go and like there's like little tiny mini ones. There was like a couple around here ish. At the moment, they're like closed for visitors, so you can't go see them. So someone in the comments, and I'd heard of this place before, but one of you girlies told me that there's a place called the Gentle Barn, and it's in Santa Clarita, and they have all kinds of farm animals, and you can do like, they're very specific on the website. So I go, and I didn't realize there was 2 sections. There's one that says visit, and then one that says therapies. I didn't see the visit one. I just saw the therapies one. So I booked us cow hug therapy.
Oh.
Because I would like to go hug some cows. Cows are so nice.
What if the cows don't want to hug you back? What do you do?
The cows do want to hug you though. That's like the whole, like,
oh, okay.
I'll send you some videos afterwards. Even like the giant ones, it's like they just sit on the ground and just like nuzzle you.
With my luck, they'd like spit on me, but yeah.
That's llamas. No, but I'm super excited. But in the notes for that, it was very specific. That's like, you do not have access to any other animals except the cows.
Why? Wait, but your mom wants to see the donkeys.
I know, but they didn't have a donkey therapy. So I just kind of like impulsively did it. And then I find out after I Googled like donkey rescues, and I was like, oh, well, we'll work our way up, Mom. We'll get to the donkeys eventually. So I was looking for other donkey places. And one of the top things that came up when I Googled it was our Reddit. And it was someone commenting on our Reddit to say, someone tell Lily that they have mini donkeys, or they have donkeys, I don't know if they're mini, at the Gentle Barn. And I'm like, what do you mean? Where was that in the therapy section? Then I look further and there is a visit section, and they have like a family price, and it's like for up to 10 people. And I'm like, well, can it be cheaper for just 2? No, it cannot. So I just was like, fuck it. I'm not going to go and then have her be like, oh, look at those donkeys over there, and then not be able to pet them. So
wait, but you just said you can't see the donkeys if you're seeing the cow on the same day. Is it because you like smell like the cows?
It's not like a like a safety thing or something. It's like you have to pay separately if you want to go pet the other animals.
Oh, it's just some more shmoney? Okay. I thought it was like, you can't smell like the cows or the donkeys will charge.
Oh, no. It's not, that's not the good stuff. Okay. So from 12 to 1, we have cow hug therapy. And then from...
sounds like a busy day. Are you going to be there the whole day?
My mom was like, how long are we going to be there? I'm like, shut up and be happy you're going to see the donkeys.
And the donkeys, do they have like a condition? Did I ask that before? Why are they so small?
Oh, I don't know if these ones are mini ones, but
because like, no, I don't think it's imagine they would like misbreed
it's like
them
mini
or something.
Horses. You know, like they have mini horses that are like
yeah, tiny. But they have a condition. And aren't they like bred to be like that? I don't know. I don't want to ruin your time.
Maybe, but regardless, this isn't like a breeder, like where it's like a rescue where they take them after.
No, I want you to enjoy your time. You know, whether they're suffering or not.
Giving them a lot of money. So, but yeah, so 12 to 1 is cow hug therapy. Then we have an hour break. I was like, I don't know if it's close enough to be able to go get lunch, so hopefully it is.
Oh no,
we'll see. My mom's gonna like kill me by the end of the day. But then we come back and have 2 hours from 2 to 4 to mingle with the rest of the animals. I feel like my mom's gonna get there and be like, this is
that was my dad. I'm telling you, when he wanted to see Jerry Seinfeld, and then we finally bought him tickets and he fell asleep. Like, they think they want something and they really don't know what they want.
Well, that's why I was like, do I have to like get on the ground, and not in like a
oh my god,
ew, dirty, in more of like, she's old and she's like, my knees aren't great, I can't get on the ground. I was like, I'll help you up, don't complain.
She's gonna need like a week recovery from this shit. Oh my god, that is so funny. Well, that's very sweet of you. I hope you have a fun time with the cows and the donkeys and all the other miscellaneous animals included in your package.
Oh my god, it was like, you can like hug the turkeys. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that.
No, we're okay.
Birds creep me out.
I think they're fine. Well,
anyway, sorry for that tangent. And the reason we got there was because I was gonna tell you that my hairdresser and she's been trying to convince me to do like a color again.
You have to.
And
start with like a balayage of color.
I was thinking something just like a little more subtle, like a light pink or something.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's how it starts.
Yeah, I know. And then you have 8 colors and then your hair falls out. So, but I have to cancel my appointment, so I have some time. Leave comments below if you think I should go color again, or if they're like, okay, Lily, that was a little too 2015 of you.
No, I loved it. It was so fun. Anyway, guys, I know it seems like we don't have topics, but we do. Me in the beginning of every episode, because we just ramble and ramble. But we are going to talk about mine and Lily's favorite person next to Austin McBroom. Right? Would you say that? That's fair?
I don't know if I would put it in that category, because it's not the same kind of cringe. Matt and Abby, that's who we're talking about. The TikTok couple that, do you know how they like first got their following? They're like some of their first viral videos.
I don't know. Every time I see them on my For You page, they're just being annoying.
Well, I hate watched Matt's content for a little bit, and now I just get served it all the time.
That's my nightmare. Also, his songs. Oh my gosh.
No, that was the content that I was hate watching because it's like, why would you do this, sir?
He did a song, I don't know what, something about how like unhappy he is with how life turned out or something. And it's like,
it was,
bitch.
no, literally, it was like just after they had, I'm pretty sure, their second kid. And then he had his wife react to it. He plays it for her in the car and has her react. And it's him basically saying like, I thought I would be happy by now. I have everything I wanted. I'm just not. And then it's like, oh.
In a way, I'm like, okay, depressed king. Like, I get it. You know, it's like you could have everything and not be happy.
Totally. And I think there's bigger conversations about like men can't express their emotions and stuff like that. But it's just, it didn't sound like I have this great family. But it was just kind of like, yeah, well, I thought I'd be happy by now, but now what? Like,
yeah. So Matt and Abby are a couple. They've gotten a lot of shit for a lot of things. I remember one day in particular, sorry, I'm jumping back and forth, but there's a lot of like flashes to like shit that they've gotten online. They've never really been an adored couple. It's always been like everyone coming for them.
Yeah, they have though. That's what I wanted to pull up is like, I mean, how do you think they got so many followers?
I don't know. Probably people
in the beginning,
them.
it was because it was like people thought they were like a cute couple, and like it was actually ironically that he was like a really sweet husband. There's also undertones of like, what was this just for the videos though? Is he really a sweet
was
husband?
Was that before
like,
kids?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense. One time in particular, he did a TikTok where he was documenting how he was taking care of his kid when Abby wasn't around. And it's like, so you were just the parent. Like you just did the thing you were supposed to do. Got it. But he was acting like, oh my God, this is tough.
His whole MO is very much like a complainer.
Oh, yeah.
A child.
Oh, yeah. And that's coming from complainers, but like he complains.
Then I feel bad for her, and she doesn't get as much shit as he does. It's more like, girl, get out while you still can.
That's, yeah, what I see mostly.
They also got married very, very young, had kids very young. They're like barely mid-20s.
Are they?
Yeah.
I misspoke when I said that he was like Austin McBroom, because in a lot of ways, I think they're a lot more transparent than Austin and Catherine. Austin and Catherine are like a show. You know what I mean? They never were transparent.
No,
with the internet.
It's not like such like like, yeah, I think he does do stuff for views that it's like, did you have to film that? But it's like not in the same way.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't know. Like you can't tell necessarily from most of their videos. Like people are saying that he's just like a shit person. And I think it's like he's just kind of tone deaf about a lot of things. But wait, you didn't even mention the craziest thing that like, I don't know if you know about it because I feel like it would have been the first one you brought up. So basically their whole relationship is like him complaining and like being like a man child. And then her kind of like letting it go or like kind of defending him afterwards. So even like the taking care of the baby one that you were referring to, I remember afterwards she did a video where it's like, we just like both embrace more like traditional roles and lean into that kind of thing where it's like, okay, that's fine if that works.
Even though you're both social
like,
media people and both making money in the same exact way, he's not like out on a job all day. What the fuck? And even if he was, he still has responsibilities to take care of his child.
And also when she's listing off the things that they both like, their respect, like what they're good at, what they handle. One of the things, I haven't gotten to the bad thing yet, this is separate, but one of the things that he does, because he's the man, is he handles the finances, not making the finances, because they both do that, but like paying the bills and handling like just the business aspects of their business. But then everyone clocked their asses when like, I don't think even a few weeks later, like the water turned off.
No.
Because he had never paid the bill.
No, stop.
And he's like, I thought it was on auto pay. And it's like, it had never once been paid.
We have different roles. Consider one another's interests and strengths and allocate tasks accordingly. We both take work tasks and we both take household tasks. But I do tend to take on more of the cleaning and taking care of our baby. That's what I enjoy and what I'm good at. My husband is pretty much responsible for the bulk of the business tasks, financial responsibilities, cars, insurance, and so on.
I am so sorry. Now, I know that sounds super irresponsible, but we have all of our bills set up on auto pay, and today I noticed that our toilets wouldn't flush. So I called our water company, and sure enough, they turned off our water because we haven't paid our bill since we bought our house. And the bill was just shy of $1,000.
That has happened, I think, more than once even. Like, there's been numerous examples of him being like, well, it just was one time. But it's like, but I thought that's what you were good at. And one time with, like, the power or something, like, you can't, what?
And also the reason we're going to talk about them is because they have a pattern of sharing things they shouldn't share. Not only is that content of their kids or like talking about stories of their kids and things like that they just probably shouldn't, but they just share too damn fucking much. Like, why are you sharing that your water cut off? What's the point? Like, again, I think they like to be transparent, but it bites them in the ass constantly.
Because it's like a quirky, funny, like, I think they do try and be like real about stuff, but it's like very like unrelatable realness kind of. Like,
Agreed.
they think they're being relatable, but it's not. But wait, so the thing that you probably haven't heard of because you would be losing your shit, there is a clip of them on their podcast. It is so sad. Like, this is why everyone's like, Abby, what are you doing? Although they've also said that divorce is not an option at all because I
It's
think
always
they're
an option.
religious.
I mean, let's be real.
No, for them it's not. Not for them.
For us, like, divorce is just not on the table. It's not an option. I think people go into marriage thinking divorce is an option. That's why they kind of work themselves towards divorce subconsciously.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's very valid reasons for divorce. There's so many different circumstances that could, like, that totally validate those people's situations. But for us, in our relationship, I think that the reason we're able to have a strong marriage, that doesn't mean that we don't have conflict, we don't have weak spots. It's because we both believe in the commitment we made to each other.
But they had their second kid, and they have this talk on the podcast about the days after she had given birth, where it is revealed that he gave her the silent treatment for 2 days following the birth of their second child.
Oh my God, wait, I think I saw something about this.
Do you want to know why? It was because he was mad because this second child was like, now he was having to give up his hopes and dreams. Like, what did this mean for his career?
What?
His music career.
I was having this like realization moment of, okay, like my life just changed big time. And for a little bit, I was like, wow, like all my career goals have to go to the wayside. And I just kind of I was kind of frustrated a little bit.
I could tell.
And I just kind of shut down and didn't say anything. Like I was just like quiet.
Yeah, that was hard for me.
I was doing like everything for Augie. And so I'm like, here I am, like I have all these like big goals and big dreams and I have to put them to the wayside. And I'm like, I'm stuck here. And I was kind of mad.
Yeah.
And that just lasted for like a day.
It lasted like 2 days.
You think it lasted 2 days?
For sure.
Did it last into the second day? Maybe it did last for the second day. But then it went away.
I wish there was more of it because she like kind of pushes him on it, and it's like, sir,
Oh,
what the
boy.
fuck are you doing?
I was just having a moment. I was just thinking, not the time. Think later. Think in a few months or something. Your wife is bleeding still. Like, are you joking?
Well, it's like, suck it the fuck up.
Literally.
Like, and also, you guys are so privileged already that like they get millions of views. They make so much money off this. This is their income. And it's like, oh, your hopes and dreams of becoming a pop star? Because guess what, sir? The baby wasn't the problem.
Yeah,
there.
I don't think the baby's what did it.
Everyone's eyes are on the baby and wanting to take care of the baby, and everyone's been so nice and kind and gracious to me. But it's easy for moms to get overlooked.
Did you feel overlooked at the hospital?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Was it hospital staff? Was it family? Was it me?
No, it's
You?
just it's hard for you to understand.
Yeah.
Like, it's easy to see the physical needs, but it's really hard to see the emotional needs.
Yeah.
The emotional needs after birth are so great. It makes me feel pathetic to like say that, but I know that that's the experience of so many other women too. I don't know how to explain it. It's a really, really emotional experience, and I don't know how to say, like, it feels like the world is ending, and it feels like my life as I knew it is completely uprooted, and I don't know if I like the new life, even though I want to love this new life so much, and I love the baby, and I don't know why I'm not as happy as I thought I was.
That's like the state that she's in this entire conversation. And he's like, yeah, I was frustrated.
Yeah. What I was referencing earlier was a clip that went viral of the whole Father's Day and his birthday thing where he was pissy because his birthday and Father's Day landed on the same day. And he said that he had to grill. And he was just basically like, I'm canceling Father's Day because I'm not doing that again.
We've decided as a family that we are not celebrating Father's Day this year.
Father's Day, it's always in June, and it's like
Last
always
year
around.
was June 18th, which is Matt's birthday. So he had
Yes.
Father's Day and his birthday on the same day. And
So sad.
I will say I did kind of combine the holidays.
You did combine the two of them. It's okay though. I mean, you were pregnant, you were uncomfortable, you were
We
close.
just gotten back from our baby moon that
Yeah.
day. I got you a cake from DQ.
I guess we had
And
just
had
gotten
our
home.
family over and grilled.
Well, I grilled, but I know a lot of dads grill on their birthday. But yeah, we had
And
Father's
I grew
Day.
your child
You did grow my child.
all day, every day.
But like Father's Day and my birthday were the same exact day.
Yeah, and I
and
kinda-
it kind of was a bummer.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I failed you.
Are you a 5-year-old?
He is.
Like,
Yeah. Their dynamic together is just kind of not great to watch because it's not, I mean, he tries to listen to her, and that's not even the thing. Like, he's not like not listening to what she's saying. He just doesn't get it. Like, anything she says,
he's
he's like,
listening, but he doesn't hear it.
yeah, exactly. But this instance that we're going to talk about is not even even about their dynamic as a couple. It's more so them as parents. Have you heard about what we're about to watch?
Yeah, and I actually will say that I did come across a clip last night. It's when they found out that they were pregnant with their second baby. And it was one of the first clips I saw where Matt seemed genuinely like a nice guy. Like it didn't seem like he was selfish and whatever.
Well, I'm sure that people who watch them long term and have sat through more of their podcasts and not just seeing the highlight reels on TikTok and stuff, I'm sure that they have moments where they're nice to each other. I'm sure they like each other, love each other, hopefully.
I know, like one of the first videos they went viral for, which people have pointed out the problems with this even, it's him taking care of her. I want to say it's after like she gets her wisdom teeth out or something. And it's him like setting her up on the couch and just like being really nice. And she's like just emotional and like weird because of all the anesthesia and stuff. To me, it's like not that cute of a video, but that was like one of their first ones to really like go viral. It's like, oh, sweet husband taking care of his wife. So I think that led the way to get him to like, he started really high and then people were like, ugh. But then also that he filmed the whole thing, people were like, how sweet is he if he's like documenting it all to be like,
I think that their thing of filming everything, talking about everything, not having boundaries of sharing things when it comes to their relationship, and especially this situation we're going to talk about, is just not having boundaries. I mean, what they did was fucked, but there's also a whole other element of like, why are you sharing this? What the fuck are you doing? They need to reel it back, and I don't think it's wrong to talk about your relationship and stuff on a podcast. Would I do it? No. I find that to be a line I would never want to overstep, like letting people in that much.
Well, that's what we always say, like
torture.
The more you volunteer about your personal life, the more people feel entitled to know more and to also have kind of like a say in it. And when you're going to be constantly putting out like personal choices that like regardless of whether they're controversial or not, like people are going to have opinions and like they have millions of followers.
And so what we're going to talk about right now is happening because they went on a 7-night cruise with some of Abby's extended family and their 2 kids. And Abby posted something to her Instagram story, which was deleted a couple hours after, but it was too late. People lost their shit.
Screenshots everywhere.
Yeah, it's bad.
They do post very like kind of mundane vlogs of everything in their life. They like give you really unnecessary like everything they're doing. It's like, well, and then we decided we're going to do this. So
exactly. And they did that with the cruise. They showed that they had a balcony. They showed their kids walking around the room tours. They had 2 connecting rooms. And then Abby posted this to her Instagram story. This is the screenshot that everyone got upset about. It's a picture of 2 baby monitors. And it says, so we ended up taking them for 5 nights and it became apparent that they weren't enjoying it and therefore we weren't either. That was in reference to her going to the onboard daycare where you can take them up to a certain time. It's closed. I feel like they close like at 10 or something. Like you're not going to stay out partying all night and they're going to watch your kids, but it's there for like the entire day and they have like a kids club for the older kids and it's nice. I never taken my kids to that. Would I? No, I wouldn't.
I think it's something that you could take advantage of, but I don't think you rely on it.
To me, if I'm taking my kids on a cruise, I know I'm not going to be out partying unless my like mom and my dad come and then they could watch the kids when they're asleep and they go to sleep early, so it's fine. But like, unless something like that happens, then I'm just not going to get to go out.
Well, it's like if you're going on a cruise with your kids, you should be like, I just feel like you're not going on a cruise by yourselves and then your kids are there. Like,
yeah, and listen, vacationing with your kids sucks. Like, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not fun. It's almost like a tease, right? Because you're doing something that is like supposed to be super fun and then you just like can't have fun.
It's like you're the DD and you're watching everyone around you.
I have fun with my kids. I love spending time with my kids, but I almost have more fun doing it in a safe environment that's baby proofed where I don't have to like get scared they're going to jump off the fucking ship or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's scary.
Catastrophes like that aside, I know that from what I've heard is that, and I mean, even with me and even with Max, that it's like, it's best with kids to stay to a routine and to like have everything covered. It's like, you have everything you need. And as soon as you go on to a cruise ship or like go on a vacation, suddenly you don't necessarily have everything you would have access to normally. And it has unpredictable results.
And I mean, I guess maybe I do have a slightly different perspective. I know some girlies on Reddit were like, what does Jessie think about this? She used to love cruises. I don't anymore, but I used to love cruises and I've been on a cruise with my kids and stuff. And I think that my perspective is going to be different because I have a son who's minimally verbal, who's screaming downstairs. So apparently he is verbal. But like, I would not leave him in the kids club where his age group is. Like, I wouldn't do that because I don't know what they know and I don't want him to feel uncomfortable or not be able to communicate to someone who understands him. So I guess I just wouldn't take both my kids because of that. I already am going to be with my son. He's going to be with us at all times. And so why am I going to take Amelie? And then like, they don't like to separate anyway. It's a whole thing. So I just wouldn't do it personally, but I see nothing wrong with them in general. I think that they are secure and they have like professionals. I don't think the whole service is like sketchy or anything.
No. I think it's more of the, if you're going to bring your kids on a cruise, like I would think that you would bring them on a cruise where they had a lot of stuff for the kids that they would want to do that you could do with the kids, and that it's not just like...
Well, that's the thing. They do have kids programs that are like, okay, parents, you can go, like if they're 6 or something, they can do like kids club and stuff.
I mean that you wouldn't just drop them off. It's like that it's just like a kid-friendly place
is
that
really
you can...
it. It's like, let's eat and go to the pool. That's
I'm not a cruise
all
fan,
you can do.
So.
Now that I've been awakened, I realize that cruises are just ship prisons.
Wait, I saw someone say this the other day, unrelated to this, that they compared, I was like, I've actually never been on a cruise, but I could tell what it'd be like. And this description was spot on, that you know, a cruise is like being locked in an Applebee's on the water.
Oh my God.
Like, I mean, I've never done it, but it sounds accurate.
Yeah, Joey calls it a daycare for adults because they have to make sure everybody's safe and stuff, but it just feels like, here's your food, okay? You can only eat from this time to this time unless you go over there. It's just, I don't know. I don't like it anymore. Anyway, besides the point, moving on with Abby's screenshot. Sorry, stay on track, Jesus. The rest of the screenshot says, so then we switched our dinner time to after their bedtime and FaceTimed the monitors while we ate. That worked out much better for everyone. And then in small font, it says, baby monitors don't work on board unless you're only like 10 feet away.
First of all, that little tidbit, like too much information, Abby. Like, I mean, what are you doing? Because it's not that they had baby monitors and went to dinner. It's that they had to FaceTime the baby monitors because they only work within 10 feet on a ship.
Okay, I didn't get that in general. All of the safety measures that we're going to talk about aside, that they ignored to be able to do this, because what people gathered from this screenshot was you left your children alone in a room. I think they're 1 and 2 years old.
Further than 10 feet away from you, which required you to FaceTime the baby monitors so you could see them because they wouldn't have worked otherwise.
Yeah, and you went to dinner. Yeah. Like, I don't know if you know how large cruise ships are or how long it takes you to get around the entire ship. Like, literally, if you have a room that is on the opposite side of the ship and you have dinner on the other side, it could take you 15 minutes to get to your room. Yeah. Like, it is so fucking
I saw a lot
huge.
of people express that, like, not only could there have been emergencies that happen in the room where, like, a 2-year-old can, like, get up. What if he opened the door? Like, what if he did, like, what if there was, God forbid, I don't know how this would start, but like a fire or something in the room that, like, something they needed to get to really quickly, or they like saw that one of the kids wasn't breathing.
Forget about the fire in the room, a fire in the ship.
That, I was like,
do you know the chaos
even
that
aside,
happens and then everybody has to run?
That's exactly what I was going to say, is that even aside from the stuff that could have happened just in the room with their kids, what if there was an emergency elsewhere on the ship and everyone's chaotically running and you're having to run back to your room, and that's not...
pure chaos.
Yeah. Before we go any further, we have a word from our sponsor, ZocDoc.
If you don't already know, ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-rated in-network doctors, choose the right one for your needs, and click instantly to book an appointment.
They have dentists, they have primary care physicians, they have eye doctors, they have all the doctors, basically anything you could think of. And you can search by condition, you can search by what doctor. It's very convenient. And you can filter in your insurance, so then you don't have to worry about whether or not they're going to take it when you show up.
And one of my favorite things about ZocDoc is that the appointments you do make through them typically happen very fast, so within just 24 to 72 hours, and you can even get some same-day appointments.
I've said it once, I'll say it again. Saved my life when I broke my tooth. It's weird to say broke my tooth because it really just broke off while I was sleeping.
One way or another, it broke.
It fell apart. It crumbled. But yeah, they got me in 2 days later, and now I have a new dentist.
It's insane because the dental journey you've gone on since then is quite extensive, and the fact that you found a doctor through ZocDoc that you loved and then you stuck with him because he was good, I mean, I'm just so happy about that.
I know, I'm like, wow, really did it for the plot.
So stop putting off those doctor's appointments and head over to ZocDoc.com/DWKT to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today.
That's ZocDoc.com/DWKT, ZocDoc.com/DWKT. And by the way, did we mention that you don't have to get on the phone? Because that's also the best part.
Thank you so much to ZocDoc for being an amazing sponsor of this podcast. Another little tidbit that you learn after the fact is that they had 2 separate rooms. They were connected and 1 kid was staying in each room. So that's why this picture has 2 baby monitors, and they couldn't just use one because they weren't like sleeping on the same bed. They were in 2 different rooms, each kid.
Abby is staying in the room next to ours, so I get this whole bed to myself. It's actually just 2 twin beds squished together. Oh. And we do that so that we can have 1 kid in one room and the other kid in the other room.
So double the chances for something horrible to happen. And it's just weird. Reading this, cannot infer at all that another adult was present. That seems like something that would have absolutely been mentioned if it was true, in my opinion, obviously. I just don't see how from this, there was an adult there watching the children. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Why would you have to FaceTime a monitor if there was adults present that you trusted enough with your children's lives?
So yeah, that's the thing, is because we'll get to they've acknowledged it and they put out a video. And I do understand how it could be this, but I have other thoughts too.
Really quickly though, like the backlash that they were getting, a lot of people were comparing them to the situation with Madeleine McCann.
That was one of
McCann. Am I saying that right?
Madeleine McCann. And she was the little girl. The parents were on a vacation and they were with a bunch of other couples. I'm pretty sure they claimed there was always supposed to be one, but like at one point there was no parents there and they would just like, one parent would go back and check every once in a while.
And it was a restaurant that they were at or a bar or something in the same place that they were.
It was like you could see the patio from like
exactly.
it wasn't
Which
that far, but
isn't great,
you know,
yeah.
just far enough that someone was able to sneak in and kidnap Madeleine, who was never found.
Never been found.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were like, it doesn't matter if you were actually 10 feet away. You're surrounded by strangers. You don't know if the neighbor that you have is some weird pedophile or something. Like, you don't know what the fuck you're getting into. You're just stuck on a boat with thousands of people.
And something crazy I saw that also was like, if you were, I mean, they claim that this is not the case, we'll get to, but like, if you were really just relying on baby monitors and FaceTime and that's it, that baby monitors freeze, you could absolutely miss something. And also, the internet on ships is not usually particularly great. So like the FaceTime could freeze, like or
How
fail.
do you even
or, like,
I think I was able to FaceTime my mom a few times on this cruise. So I know that the Wi-Fi has improved over the years because, bitch, I'm from the era that you literally had to go to the internet cafe. Okay. Yeah. Like they did not have
like
Wi-Fi.
Hourly.
Yeah. And so I am like flabbergasted that you can even FaceTime on a ship. But I will say, having done it about a year ago, it was ass. Like choppy as hell, super unreliable.
Cuts in and out.
And would like just shut off. Yeah. Like would just drop a call. So I don't see how that would have been.
Options for technology to fail.
And again, if someone's there, why do you need to even rely on shitty FaceTime? Like I'd get so frustrated. I'd be like, okay, my mom's with her. Like who cares? You know what I mean? Like you don't, I don't know.
And that's
it's
what
weird.
I guess I'll save my thoughts for after we watch their explanation because I have some.
Hey everybody, we usually would not be making a video like this, but there is information circulating about us that is completely untrue. So we just wanted to set the record straight, clear the air, because we take our role as parents extremely seriously. And we love our children more than anything in the entire world. And we're very protective of our kids. So we just got back from a 7-night cruise with Abby's extended family. And this was everyone from Abby's grandma, our children's great grandma, to our 1 and 2-year-old. And so where this whole controversy started, I guess, is a few days ago, Abby posted on her Instagram story that we were at dinner FaceTiming the baby monitors while our children were asleep in their staterooms. And people started to speculate and believe that we had left our children alone in their staterooms. And that is just completely untrue because we had someone with our children at all times on this boat, period.
I can see where my story did lead to misunderstanding, which is why I ended up deleting it several hours after posting it, is because I could see that it was causing concern and misunderstanding. And I do want to say thank you so much to those of you that were concerned about the safety and well-being of our children as their parents. That is our...
Why does it have to be every fucking time someone gets called out? They're like,
thank you for canceling me
so much. Actually, that's really actually so helpful.
I love when you hold me accountable.
First and foremost, main concern. But to know that other people share those same concerns for our precious boys, it really means a lot. So thank you. But I do want to clarify that we have not, would not, will not ever leave our children unattended. We would never ever want to put them in harm's way in any way. I do want to clear up the baby monitor situation. Our children sleep in these blackout tents every single night, whether or not we're traveling or if we're just home. And a feature of these tents is they have a spot for a sound machine and a spot for a monitor. And even if we are sleeping in the exact same room as our boys, we always turn their monitor on so we can watch and see what's happening inside the tent, make sure they're okay, see if they've fallen asleep or if they've woken up. We just love to have eyes on them. We're always concerned about them. And so that's why even when we would, you know, tag team and take turns at family dinner, we would turn on FaceTime so we could also have eyes on them as their parents if we weren't the ones, you know, attending them in that moment.
And we're so thankful to them, you guys, because we spent a lot of our time on this boat in our staterooms manning the baby monitors, and if it wasn't for Abby's extended family, we really would have not gotten a chance to really get out of the room. So thank you to them. Thank you to you guys for listening to what we had to say. It really means a lot to us, and yeah, we appreciate you listening to the very end.
So, first of all, even if I believe that they, which I'm not saying I don't necessarily, I don't really, but them wanting to monitor the baby monitors while they're sleeping.
Okay. I used to have that blackout tent and I brought it on vacation. People have baby monitors on while you're sleeping. Like that's, we still have it on for Noah and he's 6. You know what I mean? I do believe that part. They put the camera in there to be able to see them because the blackout tents are completely zipped, and that they left them on throughout the night. Yeah, totally. The FaceTiming the monitor thing, it seems weird to do if you're not leaving your kids alone. It just seems weird because wouldn't it be far easier to just text your family member that's watching them and being like, hey, how are the kids?
And like have them
Show a
be
picture
monitoring
or something.
the baby monitors.
What I will say is super weird as well is to FaceTime your monitors insinuates that phone is propped up to those monitors and those monitors aren't moving so that they could stay in the frame so you can continue to watch them. How would that make sense if somebody was there also watching the monitors? You know what I mean? Wouldn't they have to move it around with them if they had to pee or something? Or like,
I mean, if they're just sitting in the room, like you could prop it up and have it still showing both of them.
Yeah, but not if someone is an adult in there watching the monitors too.
No, so I think you could prop it up in an angle that you could see them while they were still being FaceTimed.
I think that's so weird because as someone who uses a baby monitor every night, when you have it and you're watching it and you're like avidly watching, especially when they're younger like that, and you like want to make sure if you leave or you go like on your back porch or something, you have it with you. You're moving it around constantly. So like, is the person watching them just like a statue there next to it watching it? Like, you know what I mean? They would have to pick it up and take it places. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
But are they leaving though? If it was like a grandparent watching a movie while the kids are at dinner.
I guess. To me, that makes no sense.
It makes the least sense that she kind of presents this as being the solution and not that like you had someone to watch them.
Well, and another thing that she fails to mention, and I think it's pretty fucking important if you're addressing controversy of people insinuating you left your children alone on a ship, is saying, who took care of your kids? They were a little vague about that.
They just say someone.
No, multiple
someone
people.
was always
Thank
watching.
you, everyone. I don't know if I buy that. Now, I could be wrong, and I think that they're being honest about why they use the baby monitors and the whole thing. I just think it's just fucking weird. Like, why would you have done any of this if there was someone in that room with you? She thought this was being like a responsible parent. And that's why she posted it. And she was just being like, oh my God, look at the mission we have to go through to still watch our boys.
Well, that's because like,
and
it's
they got
not
reamed
like
for it.
They're like newborns. Like they're still young, yes. But if you were comfortable enough to take them on a cruise to begin with, I just find it hard to believe that you wanted to go to your one dinner and like then come back and you couldn't just for like an hour have your grandparents or whoever was watching just like keep checking in, and you needed to see it.
Well, and they have connecting rooms. I wouldn't even have a problem, and maybe some people are against this, but like if you have connecting rooms and both kids are in one room and you have like an adult in the other room awake watching the monitors, you just want them like, you know, secluded, whatever. Totally fine.
That's normal.
They're in the room right fucking next door.
People were pointing out a lot that they were in 2 separate rooms. They were conjoining rooms. So it's like, it kind of feels like one. But like, I don't think that is as much of a thing. But it is more so if they were not being watched by anyone else.
Yeah. It's like double the chance of something happening. There's different elements in every room, electricity wise. I mean, just everything. It's a whole mess. Now, I understand kids can't get out of that tent. Okay. I had it for Noah. They can't get fucking out.
So I did see people saying that they weren't, they're like, I don't know if there's a zipper. I don't know if what. But in that case, even, especially if no one was there, what if they like suffocated? What if they like were choking? Well,
not only that, what if there is an emergency? Because when you get on a cruise, they have like these drills and stuff, and they go room to room to like make sure everybody goes and does that drill. I imagine they would do something similar in like an emergency. They would go room to room, or maybe, I don't know if they would or not. But like if somebody went in that room, you think they're going to check inside that fucking tent? They're going to be like, what the fuck is this tent in here? Bye. Like, I'm leaving. I don't know. Like, I just feel like there's so many things that could have gone wrong, and yes, they are safe, and that's amazing, and nothing happened, and I'm not like saying that they're horrible parents. I think that people have taken it.
I don't even want to say for like that I'm 100% certain. Like, I don't have a strong enough vibe that's like they're lying completely, but I do think it's still like it's a little weird.
It's questionable.
Yeah. And then also the way they did that acknowledgement I felt like Abby, she strikes me as maybe someone that like isn't a good liar, and like she was very uncomfortable, and that could have been because she felt like it was her fault because she posted the story and stuff, but she just kind of looked guilty. And the way that he took the lead, like he very much was like, we did this and Abby's this, and like she just kind of like chimes in later, like he was really like, that was a plan, like you're gonna tell them because I don't think I can.
I don't know, there's been a lot of people that have weighed in, our researcher included, like this person who was on their snark Reddit, albeit they do refer to her as Scabby.
People do hate them to begin with.
They do.
So it is hard. I'm like, I get that this is a very concerning, serious situation, but I also don't think it's completely 100%. Like, I don't think anyone is ever going to be able to say whether these kids were actually alone or not. But I think people are really going hard, assuming the worst. And I think it's a little hard to.
Yeah, for sure. And what I was going to mention is that one of the particular things that Redditor brought up was Abby's past behavior, which I can't really speak to because I don't watch them. But apparently they have frequently left their kids with Abby's parents without mentioning that they check the baby monitors. And a lot of people were mentioning like it's normal for parents to want to see the baby monitors when they're with like nannies and stuff like that.
Exactly. But if it was with the grandparent for an hour at dinner when you've been there all week.
And you're on a cruise.
Yeah.
And there's not a logical way for you to check the baby monitor because it's a cruise and you're hundreds, if not thousands of feet away.
Like, would they have felt so compelled to need to see those kids sleeping when they've already even been there? No. So I'm sure that they've been like seeing that everything's pretty fine. It's a weird thing to have brought up.
I agree. It doesn't make sense in my brain as a parent who's both had that tent and I've been on cruises, and I will bet, and this is my opinion, okay? I know they're denying this. I would bet they were like, they're both in fucking tents they can't get out of. They're gonna sleep through the night, they always do. And we can just go have dinner for an hour, FaceTime the baby monitors, they're gonna be fine. Yeah. That's what I bet happened.
I agree. And I don't think it was just like, fuck it, let's leave our kids, whatever. I don't think they...
No, I don't doubt they care for them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't doubt they love them, but they fucked up here. Yeah, they did. Something horrible could have happened.
Yeah, I don't think they considered the very specific example of Madeline McCain. But then also I saw people bringing up like, what if room service came in? Like, weird shit goes down on cruises.
Dude, housekeeping straight up does your bed at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
What's up with that? And again, if your child, even just something mild, like your child woke up, you wouldn't be able to get to them for about 10 minutes. That should be unsettling enough to not want to do that. I don't know. I get it sucks. And you know, you want to let your hair loose. You're this close to fun on a cruise, but you're like,
that's exactly why I think that also the narrative of them being like anally checking their baby monitors while at dinner after they've been on the cruise for 5 nights, and they wanted to, like, the reason they're doing this is because they wanted to enjoy themselves. I don't feel like they'd be glued to watching them because they'd be like, we have an hour, the kids are fine, they're being watched, let's enjoy dinner. I think it is just like very notable that they did not specify who was watching them. They could have said like, even the way that they described who was on the trip, they were like, everyone from her great grandmother to our 1-year-old. I was like, what's the in between there? Like, were there like a lot of aunts and uncles, some cousin? Like, it was just kind of like generationally, I guess you gave a age like highest and lowest, but who else was there? It seems like a strategic choice to say, we always had someone watching them, but then like, no one was worried about the rest of the times. They were just worried about this time. Who was watching them this time? Wouldn't you specify?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that there would be a million ways that I would personally handle this. And a lot of people were bringing up that they mass deleted comments for 3 days and stayed completely silent. And they think it was like this whole getting their statement together with like a PR team. I don't know if it was that elaborate, okay? They were probably just panicking and coming back from the trip and like, oh my God, just a lot going on, if I had to guess.
But I also just think that, especially with the nature of how their content usually is, it's not usually Matt being very like, I'm leading this conversation. And like, I feel like Abby usually talks a lot. And I thought it was just kind of like noticeable that she was like sheepishly like kind of.
Oh, it looked like, first of all, it looked like she had been crying. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but it looked like she had been.
It could be attributed to her feeling guilty because she is the reason why all the suspicion started, is because of her story. But it's like, the story is the weirdest part because I'm like, there's more reasons to think the first assumption than to think that like the grandma wasn't there watching them.
The really annoying fucking part too is that they are so rich. They are rich. Do not get it twisted. They have a lot of money from social media.
Why didn't you bring a fucking nanny on the trip?
Why didn't you hire someone? I'm sure they have a babysitter, like at least coming in on the weekends. Or,
no, and that's like super common for rich people. Like I used to always, like I was never a big babysitter, but I remember hearing of like people that they would go on like extravagant vacations, and it would be like kids from like little to like 10-year-olds, where it's just like, yeah, the babysitter's like part of the family.
Yeah, when my stepdad was doing really good on the radio, we had my little brother's therapist therapist fly out with us to the Dominican Republic. And I'm like, oh my God, if I could have one of Noah's therapists fly out with us, I would be the happiest person alive.
If you can afford it, like that is such a convenience that you couldn't, it feels invaluable.
Right? It would be like life-changing for the trip. It would just be like someone that they're used to and just make it happen. But this seems like they were just, oh, let's just go on a family trip. And then started realizing, shit, we're here for 7 nights. I actually want to enjoy this a little bit, and maybe just tried to make that happen in not the most responsible way. Anyway, that's my theory. I think they did it.
No, I'm leaning towards that camp too, but I do also think that people are coming for them.
Well, because they come for them in general, like they don't
for
like
everything.
them.
And so now this is like, and usually the reasons aren't that legitimate. It's like more of like a,
like you're just annoying.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and now that they have something to like really grasp onto that's like wrong. I've seen people say they should be deplatformed, and I'm like, look, I think if that is what they did, that is incredible. I don't even have kids, and I know that's incredibly irresponsible, and that's something that
no, if they did it, they should be held responsible 100%. That's insane. Like something horrible
for sure. But
happen.
I guess what is the being held responsible for that?
I guess people just clocking you and you just being like, I'm sorry, and I'll never do that again.
I think what my thing is I don't, and it doesn't make a difference because impact, intention, blah, blah. But like, I don't think that they were trying to be careless, and I just hope that this has made them realize if that is what they did. Like, technology is not the answer. I don't think they were like trying to neglect their children.
Well,
or,
if they were trying to, let's be honest, and I know that people don't like to hear this, but like, if they wanted to neglect their children and didn't give a fuck about them, they would have left the room and just been like, okay, they're asleep, bye.
That's the thing. I don't think they had these like malicious intentions. Do I think they fucked up and it's not okay? Yes. And I hope that this is a wake up call for them to like
never do that again.
Maybe take a second thought before they do stuff like this. But I think insinuating that they are like these terrible parents that don't care about their kids is a little harsh.
I don't think it's accurate either. I do think that it's what comes with what they've chosen to do, which is share their children and share their shit online. That's what comes with it. Like, then don't share it if you don't want to. You profit greatly off of it. This is the like flip side of it. And it's unfortunate, but it's the truth.
Well, and hopefully it can teach them a lesson if it is what happened, that they can like be more careful moving forward, because I don't think it was their intention to put their kids in danger. I think they really thought that this was like a good solution.
Well, she thought it was so genius. She's like, let me post this.
Right. I've seen a lot of people being like, if that's what they did here, like, what do we not see? And I'm like, honestly, I feel like we see so much.
I think that's the problem. We see everything. I mean, I could be wrong, but
I don't think that she's fucking like Ruby and Jody behind this. Like, I just think that it's like people are coming for them and wanting this to be like the thing that's going to end them. And I think this needs to be a learning moment. All of that aside, I think Matt is cringy as fuck. And I haven't seen a lot of his music lately. So I'm glad that I think he's maybe stopped. But
well, anyway, that's the Matt and Abby drama. So we'll move on from that. We do have one more topic and we'll try to move through as fast as we can. There's a lot of shit. Okay. Whenever there's company owners that are arrogant and annoying, which apparently is every single one on TikTok, what is going on?
I was going to say, I was telling my mom about the wedding dress one, and she's like, why do people post that? I'm like, Mother, I do not know.
But it keeps our show going.
It baffles me. I was like, no shortage of content ever. I don't know. It's this weird social media phenomenon where people have really leaned into, like, I get that personalities sell stuff more than brands do. So you try and like infuse a personality into the brand. But you can't just like act like an unhinged crazy person and think that's not going to have repercussions. I don't even know what the story is about, but just in general.
Just strap in. So we've got two main characters here, okay? We've got Brooks, who is the owner of a business on TikTok that's called, well, it's not just on TikTok. They have an online shop, whatever. But this is about their TikTok situation because it's relevant in how they distribute their product to creators. His name is Brooks and he owns Lock Shop, which is a business where, like, you know those Forever bracelets, or like the ones that they like weld to you or something? That business is essentially selling like DIY ones of those. So you could do it at home.
Do it at home, like weld it together, or is it just like a little lock on it?
It's like a clasp that like you with pliers and shit. I don't know if that's how they do it when you go to like a professional who does Forever bracelets. I think they do.
No, they like usually use like a little
like a cauterizer. Or is that the word?
Yeah,
What is it?
yeah.
Okay.
something like that. I don't know.
We're not scientists. But then the other character we're talking about is Renee, and Renee is a micro influencer who's no longer that micro after all of this. So she requested one of the Lock Shop sets. Right? You can request as a TikTok creator a sample, right? So pretty much any TikTok shop, I don't know if it's like every single one, but most of them will offer samples to creators. You can request it, but it's not like without strings, right? So once you request it and you receive it, you have 2 weeks to post a video or go live featuring the item. And if you don't do that, you have to pay for it, I'm pretty sure. is what the repercussion
Are
is.
there like views or like any kind of threshold you have to hit, or is it just like
no, there's
as long
not.
as
You
post?
just have to feature it. So like it doesn't even have to. So I've seen there was this whole thing with something that was called the Wolf Shop. I'm pretty sure that's the name. And it was this girl who got this perfume and she said it smelled like fucking ass. So when she got the samples, she was like, this smells so bad. And then they kept harassing her and like literally threatening to like come to her house and shit. And so she literally did a review and was like, you want your fucking review? These smell like fucking ass. And then it was like a whole thing.
Yeah,
on
I was gonna
TikTok.
say, like, because it's not like they're paying you aside from just giving you a free product, so it's like it has to be an honest review.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't tell you this is a 100% positive review. They just know that you're going to feature
There's not
it.
a disparity clause. that
Exactly.
you're-
When they enter this, it's probably people who have like faith in their product. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, I know if someone gets this, they're going to love it. So what usually happens when you get a product from these shops is like you're not in a paid partnership with them. So you're not getting like exceptional attention or like speaking to a marketing specialist on the side or something. But you would expect that if something goes wrong with the product, they would want to fix it because they know that you have to feature their product.
Yeah, so they're gonna get a bad review if they don't fix it.
Exactly. So that's where we come to Renee and Lock Shop because this just gets so fucking weird. But this is her original video calling them out.
I hate to make this video, but this is not going to be a good review, and I waited for so long to see
Not the screen saying 10 out of 10, don't recommend. It's like, that's the whole review.
if the company would rectify it, and they pretty much refuse to and are ignoring me. So let's do a review on this locked permanent bracelet set because I feel like this is a pretty kind of pricey and permanent thing, and if you're receiving it, I think you should know about the company. So let's talk about it. I'm a TikTok shop affiliate and I requested this locked permanent bracelet as a sample. I thought it was really, really cool. My husband and I's anniversary was coming up, and so I immediately thought, okay, great. This would make the perfect anniversary thing for us to do together. The product seems super cool, and so I requested it and they approved it. Shipping was pretty quick. It came in and my husband and I sat down to do it, and pretty quickly we realized that one of the clasps wasn't working appropriately. This tiny little clasp right here is supposed to have a hole in it so that you can push it in and lock it in, but the clasp doesn't have a hole for the other end to lock into. My husband's
Me
went
every
on
time I order
perfectly,
furniture.
and mine didn't because the clasp was broken. So my husband has his bracelet on, and this is mine right here because I can't clasp it onto my wrist. I reached out to the company on August 8th, and I just told them that we were having issues with the clasp and asked if they could just send a replacement clasp, which is just this tiny little piece of metal right here. They responded 2 days later with a link for me to purchase a new clasp for $10.
She corrects on the
$20,
screen that
it
it's
says.
$20. Yeah, which is already, I think the whole product is like $60-something if I'm not mistaken. I mean, talk about my personal hell is having jewelry permanently attached to my body, even though I do have a nose ring on, but I try not to think about it.
When you first brought it up, I was like, I totally know what you're talking about, and I think that it's a very cute concept. But oh my god, something I can't take off. Absolutely not. Get it away.
I would feel so claustrophobic, and the fact that it's like pliered in or like welded in, I would freak the fuck
The
out.
ones I've seen, I actually think Jocelyn might have just gotten one recently. They're usually very,
She seems
very
like the type who
dainty.
could handle that.
Oh, she loves jewelry. Loves accessories. It's not like it's like a bangle or something. It's usually they're like very, very delicate ones, but even that one was a little thick for my...
Right, yeah, it was.
I didn't like this response because I watched a video with the person who was promoting this from the company, and they said that if you have any issues or it has to be removed for medical reasons, that they'll replace the bracelet. So I assumed their customer service was going to be top notch.
Wait, that's actually so weird. Yeah, like if they guarantee for like medical reasons that you can get it back, like that even seems nice.
But also, that kind of gives the vibes of like when I got like plane insurance and they were like, give us a doctor's note. I was like, what? I don't have what?
It comes with stipulations.
Yeah, it's like they act like they're very accommodating, but they really aren't.
The fact that the clasp was defective, I assumed they would be sending me a clasp for free. This is a $60 product, so I understand I received it for free, but I'm also giving them free promotion to talk about their products and get the word out. And so I feel like they should want to rectify the situation so that I talk about their good customer service. This video could have gone one of two ways. I could have talked about how fantastic their response and the customer service was, but unfortunately, that's not the case.
So they sent me the link to buy the clasp. I responded and asked them, like, are you expecting me to pay for this clasp? And I sent them pictures of the clasp to show them that there was no hole for the other end to go through. And their response was, okay, we marked it complete. You don't have to make a video. So I responded again and let them know that we were really excited about this product. My husband has his permanent bracelet on and we were using this for our anniversary. And what are we supposed to do?
Cut it off.
Go to the fire station and get it off, sister. I've watched most of this. And when I first heard that, I was like, okay, but then you don't have to do it anymore. You got something for free. And so, like, if it is broken, like, who cares?
If the only concern here then is he has one on and you don't. So, like, cut his off.
We're not, like, in the popular camp there at all. Like, everyone was just like...
No, well, here, don't get me wrong.
Not at all.
That is what, like, I wouldn't be like...
Wait a second, I take it back.
No, it's like, I wouldn't be losing sleep over, like, doesn't feel like that big of a deal. It's a bracelet. He could take it off. You could forget it ever happened. Do I think it's really strange that they would just forego the review and not give you a little tiny thing that did not cost them $20 to make? It wasn't like it was broken. It was like not manufactured correctly.
Right.
Do I think it's weird? Absolutely. But I think I wouldn't be super upset about it. I'd be like, that's weird. Bye.
Up until the fact that I knew that the owner was a dick, because spoiler alert, he is, I saw this so far as like, okay, again, you at least got one bracelet for free. And from a business standpoint, maybe it didn't make sense to send you another class because they were just like, to send it out is more money than maybe they would even get returned. So even maybe if they were just thinking like logically, because she was a micro influencer at the time, like a few thousand followers max, maybe they were just thinking it wasn't worth it. But I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying like from this point of watching the video, I was like, oh, I guess I understand why they would say like, you don't have to do the video, don't worry.
What that does make me question though is how common is it for this to happen?
Okay.
If this was just a one-off,
that's a good point.
like a one-off situation, like why they would absolutely just send you the thing. But it's like if
they're
this
like,
is happening
another
a lot,
one broke. Fuck you. You just don't have to do the video. Yeah. No, it does make sense.
Like they have a towel, like, oh damn it, we lost another one.
That was on August 12th, and I have been emailing them, trying to get a response from them, trying to get them to send a replacement clasp, and there's been no response. So my husband is half of our marriage.
Okay, well, at that point, I would just give up.
That I do find a little bit weird, where I'm just like, if they told you don't worry about it, then they're not going to give you a
did not
class.
lose any money. The worst thing here is that, again, your husband is the only one with the bracelet. If he doesn't like the bracelet, tell him to take it off.
Yeah, this is a particularly interesting situation because she is a creator who got this for free, did not have to pay shipping, none of that, wasn't obligated to make the review. So that's what has me a little bit like, at this point.
Marriage is locked in and half of the marriage is not because this is my bracelet and I can't put it on my wrist. Do I think the product
dramatic,
is
symbolic-wise?
Yes, but the execution is terrible. First of all, there probably needs to be some sort of quality control on the clasp, especially if you're going to require somebody to pay more money if you send a defective clasp.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I really can't speak much to the product because I couldn't use it fully, but I can speak to the customer service, which frankly,
I'm not defending them. I'm not, but it's like, you're technically not a customer. So maybe like I don't know.
At this point, again, the guy's such a dig, so fuck him. But like at this point, I do agree with you where I'm just like, but first of all, you can speak to the product because your husband has it on, you said it worked great. You're like, I loved how it worked. Yeah, is it weird that it seems like this is a problem they've had before? 100%, but it just seems like she is acting like a paying customer.
She just feels very invested and it's like, why?
I would have given up on this so quick. Okay, well then, it just seems like a lot of energy to put into it, okay? For something you didn't lose money on.
That's where I am too. But if he's an asshole, I mean, let's shit on him too. I'm not even trying to shit on her. I just don't really know why she's so invested.
Frankly, is atrocious. I would not be recommending this product because I don't think that you should spend $60 on something that the company can't even respond to emails and rectify issues. It is not even user error, although this is pretty hard to put on your wrist. My husband was really struggling to help me get it like cut and put on, and I don't know. I mean, ultimately we figured it out. His is on and it has stayed on, but I don't like the fact that this is something where it's meant to be permanent. If you have to take this off for medical reasons or it rips off when you're playing a sport, this company's not going to respond to you and fix it, and that's $60 down the drain.
Again, I'm really not trying, but I'm like, she's really making a lot of assumptions when it's a free product that they were like trying to cut their losses, it seems like.
It makes more sense that they would ignore you and not a paying customer.
I feel like that makes it a different situation. Like, again, it's weird and not the best business practice, but it's not customer service because you weren't a customer.
I agree. And what's interesting is our researcher actually said that because she researched this. She got fed a paid post from Locked on Facebook. Someone on the same day that she posted this said, I just emailed them about mine because we made it smaller than I really wanted, and they immediately sent a replacement, no questions asked, except for if I needed a new class. And when I said yes, they included that too. And then she showed email proof of like, hey, Charlene, sorry to hear about that. I'd be happy to send you a replacement chain for free from Lock Shop.
They might have a shit ton of people doing what she did. And again, they just were like, oh, never mind.
Just neglected it. Yeah. But I will say there's someone else on that Facebook like paid post that says, got mines yesterday, came with only one, got lock. The other was defective, so I had to order a new lock. Not happy. So, you know, maybe some people slip through the cracks. I think that I don't know what they're using for their customer service. What gets really messy is the owner starts commenting on her videos. So that's what really starts getting bad. But I will say maybe they don't have consistent customer service. Maybe they have some, you know, areas to work on, but it would make sense that they would. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying it makes sense why they would neglect someone that got a free sample. Just be like, you don't have to do the video. Bye.
There's different standards being employed here.
I truly hate to make a bad product review because if I have issues with a product, usually I just reach out to TikTok and I don't make a video on it. But they have royally pissed me off at this point by not responding because it is just terrible customer service. I do not understand how you have a business where customers...
Just say it's terrible service.
Yeah, I was like, you're not the customer. You're really missing the point here.
Customers are your focus and you just don't respond to them. And I understand I received the product for free. However, it was in return for a product review.
That you weren't obligated to give.
In which case... here it is.
Didn't they tell her not to do the review?
Well, they said, we're marking it as complete. You don't have to do it. They didn't even like say like, don't do it, bitch, or else. Like, you know what I mean? Like every time I watch something with Lily, I have different thoughts. But like, what is going on now? I'm confused.
I fear that I just cannot be bothered to give that many fucks about something that if I didn't pay for it, I have no investment in this. If I don't have to make a review, I forgot about it already.
I feel the same way. Maybe it's because we've been doing it for a while and like, I don't know, maybe she really was looking forward to it and really wanted to make the review even to be more optimistic about it. But like, girl, just give it up. Like your husband has it on. You didn't have to pay for shit. I'm just like, whatever, fuck this company. They suck. Now, if they had said something rude to her, like before she posted this, I would have been on her side 100%. As of right now, I'm saying the business owner came and shit the bed. Okay?
Yeah, I've not seen any of this, so I'm just reacting as I'm getting this
he's just rude. But like, obviously he saw this and was like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, it was just like, you know, you didn't have to do any of this. So he reacted in a way that was defensive and like just in turn made him look like a fucking dipshit. So if they had made her do it regardless, different story too.
If they were like, actually, you're obligated to make this review, but you have to pay $20 to be able to, then different.
Or like you're obligated to make it and like you have one that's working, so talk about that one.
Yeah,
or
like ask her
like
why
that.
or something.
That would have
like,
been weird.
Very different thing. But to just like be like, nope, we're good, bye. And then be like, they didn't answer my emails. Well, how many emails did you send?
On my account, and if I receive something that I don't recommend, I am going to start telling you about it instead of just not posting about it because I feel like I owe that to people. I would want to know too. I went into this thinking it was such a cool product, and then I started reading the reviews, and the reviews are also similar to my situation. And I have proof of all the conversations and emails and lack of emails that they sent to me, so...
Not the lack of email. Again, it gives the Postmates or like DoorDash wanting to prove you didn't receive something.
That it was
like,
delivered. And it's like, can you tell me it was delivered? It was delivered.
If you are watching Locked, honestly, I just think your customer service needs a complete reboot. I wanted so badly to love your product, and I genuinely think it's such a cool idea. But having a cool product is only half of what makes a company successful. You need to be caring about your customers, and when somebody reaches out with a defective product that you sent them, you should be rectifying the situation for free. Sending them a link to buy an additional piece of equipment to make your product work in the first place is terrible customer service.
It's tacky.
I think it's tacky too. I think that if you are handing out samples, and again, the samples, like she mentioned, have to be approved. So like she requested it, they approved it. If you're gonna do that, just make sure people get this shit right. I do think that she's laying it on a little bit too thick, being like, the customers are, you're not a customer, but I do think that they should make sure people are getting samples that don't suck.
Well, and
like,
thinking about it, that I do think it is very tacky and weird that they wouldn't, like, I think they should have just immediately been like, don't worry about it. We're good. The red flag here, I think, is that they did tell her to buy the $20 thing first. That's weird. But had they just immediately been like, it's fine, then I think that she'd be very much overreacting. So I get that she's like pissed, but again, I just don't really know why she's investing so much energy into it.
And again, from what we see, it does seem like that's something they sometimes tell their customers to do and sometimes tell their customers that they'll just give it to them for free. I don't think they're very consistent. I think that maybe they do need to address that. And also, why do you have so many defective clasps? Like, that seems like a very important part of the situation. Anyway, now we get to the juicy bits because the owner just starts leaving comments on her videos and she responds. This comment says, "This is not what happened. You emailed us saying you didn't want to post this collab video due to the faulty clasp and your missed anniversary, so we canceled the collab with you," with a crying laughing emoji or sweating, or I don't know what that is.
So they're basically saying she came in hot, being like, you fucked up, you ruined everything, blah, blah. They were like, okay.
Let's see if she shows it in this video, because I could also just see her being like, hey, I don't feel comfortable doing a review if I don't have like a class. Like maybe that's what she said off the bat. We'll see.
Oh, okay. So apparently this isn't what happened. I apparently emailed them saying that I didn't want to post the video and they canceled the collab out of the kindness of their heart. So let's rewind and I'll post all of the conversation that I had with this company. So this is the first email that I sent locked. I said, hey there, I got the lock set in and one went on fine, but the other one doesn't seem to have a hole for the clasp and it won't go in. Would you be able to send a replacement clasp? In which they responded, hey Renee, no problem. We offer replacement clasps. You can access them here. This is a link to their $20 replacement.
Okay, interesting. Then they say you can use discount code return customer. Funny that they say customer. For the cost of the product to be discounted.
Hope it's discounted 100%.
I thought that's what it was going to say, but no, discounted is a choice.
Yeah, because sometimes brands will give you a code that gives you like 100% off.
Yeah.
So that you can buy it yourself. Don't think it was that.
You can use a discount code return customer for the cost of the discounted clasp.
Okay. So the code took 50% off. She put this on the screen, making it $10 still. So then why did she put in her first video that it was actually $20? That's the price the customers like going on the site would pay, but that's not the price you were told to. I don't know. Interesting.
They didn't even know that I was an affiliate at this point and got this product for free. So they were asking seemingly a paying customer to replace a clasp that was faulty and didn't have a hole. I even told them that the clasp was defective and they still were asking me to pay for it. And this link leads to a $20 clasp. And with this discount code, it only takes $10 off. So originally when I said $10, I was right. This link goes to the $20 clasp and return customer took $10 off, making it $10, and I don't believe it was free shipping. So then I responded and said, hey there, that only took $10 off. Am I understanding correctly that I'm paying $10 for a new clasp when the first one was defective? That definitely doesn't seem like very good customer service. I was expecting to be sent one free of charge. It is a tiny little metal clasp. They said, hey Renee, could you send me your order number so I can take a look at this for you? Also, can you send me pictures of the defective clasp? So here's the email that I sent. I sent them the order number and then I attached multiple photos, but you can see in this photo, there's no hole for the other end of the clasp to go through. On the other clasp, this was hollow and you could slide the other end in, but this one for some reason was defective and it just was like a bump, like it was like indented, but there was no hole, so you couldn't lock it in. And I sent multiple photos here from different angles. And this was on August 11th and then on August 12th. So on August 12th, I responded and said, I have a requirement to post content about this product, which I don't feel comfortable doing with this issue unresolved. I also got this product and hope to talk about my wedding anniversary, which was today. So now that opportunity is come and gone. Can you let me know?
That's what he said, isn't it?
Yeah, but he made it seem like she led with that.
Okay.
Again, like she shouldn't have been told to pay for it regardless, I think.
I agree.
Because she does come in not as a affiliate thing. It was like she just acted like she was a paying customer. So it's like you shouldn't automatically have to just pay $10 more because they fucked up.
Today, so now that opportunity is come and gone. Can you let me know what the next steps are? To me, and what I meant by this is I have a requirement to post a video, but I don't want to do that without knowing what the outcome of this is. I wanted them to send me a
I'm sorry. I'm like, that is literally what you said. So period. Yeah, that is what you meant, girl. Go off. And it's so funny to me because I think that like just coming from like a story time era, and believe me, bitch, we yap on this show like no other. Like we go in circles, we go around, up and down, whatever. But some people like literally tell stories so interestingly to me where I'm just like, girl, I read that and I understood that.
We yap a lot and we go on tangents, and we do sometimes repeat ourselves, but I don't feel like we are clarifying the exact same sentence over and over in the same moment. Like we'll circle back to
like
something
literally,
and repeat it.
how are you going to read a sentence that says, I have a requirement to post content about this product, which I don't feel comfortable doing with this issue unresolved. And she goes, what I meant with that. What I meant by that was I don't feel comfortable posting content because this issue is unresolved. I'm like, girl, I know. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be mean. It's just silly
I don't remember.
to me.
I was reading something someone had sent us one time, and it was like 3 bullet points, and literally the bullet points were the exact same thing. Barely paraphrased. It was like the same thing 3 times, and I was like,
could have just been one bullet point.
Just the first one.
At least if you're gonna diss us, keep it efficient, girl.
Right.
Like let's just,
Our anniversary was on the 12th, and if you don't know how TikTok Shop like affiliates work, you have 14 days to post the content. So I had emailed them on the 8th, and now it's the 12th. So 5 days had gone by, and I was feeling pressure to get this resolved so that I could post content. This email was not me asking to cancel the collaboration. I was asking them continuously through these emails to send me a replacement class because I wanted to post about this product. I thought it could be a really good video, like talking about my anniversary. It's the perfect gift. Like if you are married, first of all, it was the year of iron, which I know these aren't made of iron, but my husband and I thought this would be really cool to do. Like,
it's very just passive aggressive, like our wedding anniversary, which was today, so now we've missed it. And it's like, you could still say that you got it for your anniversary. Like, I think it's
you know what that's giving? That's giving me begging those concrete people to give me my money back when I was like, my dog has 3 legs and this is my situation and I have 2 kids.
Actually,
oh my God,
to be honest,
I
actually, I take back any criticism of that because some of the customer service emails I've sent, specifically with my chair that I got for my office setup.
Do you hate it?
It's fine. I thought it was just going to be a dream, and it's like just kind of a
underwhelming.
Yeah.
Do you edit laying down?
Not like laying down, but like reclined a decent amount. It's mostly good because it props my feet up, so it like takes the pressure off.
How does that work when you're tired? I would just fall asleep in it.
You know, everyone says that. And honestly, it has happened maybe a couple times. Honestly, it was just too hard to sit up like straight. Not important.
Oh, wait. So did you customer service them about your chronic pain? Like you emailed them about that? You were like,
I believe I threw in something about that. Yeah, no, because, do you remember when I ordered it?
Everybody does it.
The reason I decided on that chair was because it said that the shipping was like 5 to 7 days. It took almost a full month. And like, I kept following up, and like one of the setbacks was like, that they had emailed me and said I needed to confirm my shipping address that I had already put into the orders.
Like, you're like, yeah, that one.
And it's like, I don't check my email ever. I'm the worst. And I see it like a week after, and it's like, waiting on going through with shipping until you confirm this. I was like, what? Like, yes, that's my address. That's the one I put. What the fuck are you talking about? Send it. Your warehouse is in Southern California. If it was going to take a month, I would have just fucking drove there. They were pretty responsive, but it didn't get here.
We've all had moments with customer service we are not proud of.
I have a really good story that I'll tell afterwards. That's the funniest, worst customer service story that I can't believe is real.
Oh my gosh. Well, point is, I get why she was laying it on thick. She wanted them to be like, okay, have your clasp. Like, I get it.
Bracelets. I was going to talk about that in the video. And at this point, I thought I could talk about their awesome customer service as well. And I thought like this video could go viral. Like never once did I want them to cancel the collaboration. I wanted them to send a replacement clasp so that I could get this posted. And so this email, like maybe this is where they're misunderstanding, but I meant, and I still read it as me asking them to solve the issue so that I can get the content posted. But I knew I had a timeline of 14 days and now over 5 days had gone by. And I don't think I emailed them the day I got the product. So there was a couple days before that as well. Like this had probably been like maybe 7 or 8 days at this point.
With peace and love, gonna speed up a little bit.
I thought it could go viral is insane.
Yeah.
I feel bad criticizing her because I know we're gonna be criticizing him, but I'm just like, girl, I wish I had that confidence. The story about the broken bracelet and then them sending you a new clasp doesn't feel like a revolutionary. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna hit the hit the charts. But
and I really wanted to post this within the 14 days. They responded, "Hi Renee, I've just marked your collaboration complete and you don't have to make a video anymore." Which is such a weird response because I don't think anywhere in my my emails had I asked them to cancel the collaboration. I was just asking them to send a replacement clasp. They responded that on August 13th. I responded immediately because I didn't want them to cancel the collaboration. I said, so you're not going to send a replacement clasp? And then the same day I said, I just want to follow up. My husband already has his bracelet on. My clasp is the one that wasn't working. Can you please send a replacement clasp so that we can finish using the product? I'm also confused at the response I'm getting. I was very excited to show off the product.
So I just, and I don't mean to sound mean, girly, they wanted to cancel it. They didn't want to deal with it anymore.
Literally, I would have read that first email and been like, cool.
I literally would have gone to Nassim and be like, I guess you got your bracelet for free and I didn't. Fuck them.
Yeah, no, it's like very clear.
That literally would have been my response.
They didn't say, we understand you want to cancel the collaboration. No, they were just like, no, sorry, girly, bye.
They were dropping you. They were like, we don't want a video from you, pretty much is what they meant. But yeah, she did. Sorry.
Which honestly also could have been because they anticipated even if she had sent, like if they had gotten her a replacement class, that maybe it was still going to have a negative review and they wanted to avoid that.
That makes a lot of sense to me, honestly. And I'm not even trying to be on the business side, but like, yeah, she probably would have mentioned that. They don't want people knowing that there's faulty clasps. I don't know.
Again, weird that they would have asked her to pay for it to begin with. I think that's the biggest
100%
glaring issue I see. But other than that, like...
Yeah, because then she could have paid for it and kept going with the review. But had they just shut it off immediately, it would have been less weird.
Yeah.
I had to follow up. I plan on speaking about the product on my account this week. I hope to report that your company resolved the issue, but it's been multiple emails that I've sent that have not been responded to. My husband has his bracelet on and I'm unable to do mine. Can you send the replacement clasp? Asking again. My first email to your company was August 8th. And at this point, they still had not responded. In fact, I waited until September 6th to post a video about it because I was just frustrated at that point and honestly floored that that was the customer service that I was receiving. I don't think anywhere in my emails I told them I wanted to cancel the collaboration, and even if they thought that based on my comment about how I was unsure what to do about the collaboration, I responded and told them I still wanted to do it and I needed them to send the clasp, and they just ignored me. So I don't feel like their comment is... I just don't know. I don't know. They said that that's not what happened, and I emailed them saying that I didn't want to do the collab, and I just don't believe that that's true. I showed you the email, so...
Sorry, I scrolled down. This is a comment from Locked that says, we would have replaced it if you weren't such a Karen, with a laughing, crying emoji, crying, laughing,
actually
whatever.
crying a little bit. It's kind of funny.
I know, and look at the comments following up. Their comment on this thread alone has me appalled. 4,000 comments to that being like, you are so unprofessional, basically. The way they just dug their hole for them, you know, all this stuff. So
yeah, no, I gotta say, not a good business practice.
Yeah, that was a bad move and people were pissed. So she responds to that.
If anyone was questioning your customer service, I really think you are just digging yourself the deepest hole. I don't think you understand how much power word of mouth and people's influence has.
I mean, I will agree, and I will say also, I would have never bought this in the first place, but I will agree I would not buy it now because I'm like, their clasps are probably shit. So like, I don't want that.
They don't manufacture those one at a time, so you know that there has to be a bunch of defective ones out there probably.
I am a very small creator, but my videos are gaining pretty good traction, and this isn't a good look for you. Like this is embarrassing as a company, and all I can say is I hope you have the day that you deserve. I do not think I'm being a Karen, but I in fact think you're being a Karen. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. I think if she could maybe reel back the attitude a little bit.
Okay, I was literally like, girl, take it easy. I'm on your side. I will say there is kind of a side quest here. So there's a part 4 to this where she gets some information from a company that's called Fabulove. And Fabulove is a company that does the same thing. They do the forever bracelets. And they confirmed and sent proof to her that the owner of Lock Shop ordered something from their TikTok shop and Amazon and left disparaging comments after Lock Shop allegedly broke the clasp themselves. That's like what the whole allegation is that they ordered from a competitor, broke the clasp, left bad reviews on purpose. Should we watch it? I feel like it's a whole side quest. Let's put it on 1.5 speed. Oh no, it's only 4 minutes. Okay, 1.25. Sorry for Nick Ocato's gerbil voice. That won't.
I told someone, I responded to a comment. I was like, you guys, I don't know how that happened because that did not sound like that when I I edited it.
I didn't even notice that when I did notes. I mean, I do watch on 2x speed, but I didn't hear
it didn't
that.
sound like that. It doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
I didn't check. I think it might just be on phones.
The saga continues with Lock Shop, so sit down and let's talk about it, because I didn't know that a company could stoop this low, but if they weren't about to be canceled, they definitely
I was joking. 1.5, I guess.
definitely should be now. So Fabulove is another company just like Locked. They make permanent bracelets for home. So they come with the clasp and the pliers and everything you need to put your bracelets on at home. They were a previous company, I believe, and then they came to TikTok Shop just like a lot of companies do to promote on TikTok. And one of their first 3 or 4 orders was actually the owner of Locked Shop. And they sent them the product, and apparently the owner faked a malfunctioning clasp and then posted a negative review on Fabulove's TikTok listing to get them bad publicity. Let me show you proof, because of course I have receipts. So here's the email from Fabulove. I was talking to them. You can pause to read this, but essentially Lock Shop purchased the bracelet kit from their company account. So I will show you proof in just a second, but they ordered it under Lock Shop. They received it on the 26th and immediately posted a review, and I will show you that as well. And Fabulove says that they purposely bent the clasp, and based on the pictures, I do believe them. They also looked at the address and linked it to the LLC and the trademark for Locked Shop. Locked Shop isn't very smart because in their privacy policy on their website is also the address, so all of this can be linked back to them. They didn't just stop at TikTok though. They went over to Amazon and did the same exact thing. They purchased it and then immediately left a bad review, but it's the same product and bracelet and clasp and box as the one on TikTok. So if you were to go to Fabulove's listing on TikTok right now, it would look like they have terrible reviews, and they are saying that 2 out of the 4 of those reviews are actually from the owner of Locked Shop. So let me show you the other screenshots. So they obviously had to hide any private personal information. We're not trying to dox Lock Shop. So she took out the address and every kind of like identifying information. However, you can see right here in customer information, they purchased this under Locked Shop. Received it on the 26th. You can screenshot if you need to.
Not
and then this is what they posted
from
as
the
a review.
business.
This is the review that they posted almost immediately. You can even see L-D locked. So apparently Brooks's husband couldn't get this on his wrist. And I will zoom in on the photo for you. So here is the photo attached to that review. This clasp looks like demolished. I don't know. Maybe this got rid.
It does kind of look like you opened it with pliers, to be quite honest. And I know that because I used to have like a hoop nose ring, and I would have to sometimes get it with pliers. And yeah, that shit looks bent from pliers.
Yeah, no, I just can people like learn to like turn a light on maybe when they're taking a picture?
If you're gonna go through all the trouble of faking a bad review,
exactly.
can we get a ring light moment?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like hers was defective, like it was made without a fucking hole to go. You know what I mean?
Off. I don't know how it could be ripped off like this the same day you receive it. So it makes sense to me that someone would assume that this was like ripped apart and then immediately posted a review. And here's the Amazon review where he did the same thing. And the way that the company knows that this is the same person is, watch. They did some major sleuthing because there is the same little dent in the box. This is from the Amazon listing. And this is from the TikTok review. So the box is the same. The clasp pulled apart looks the same.
So they didn't mark it. There was like a little black speck.
I was like, was this like a conspiracy like investigation? Like
I know, like they knew that it was going to someone. Yeah, no. So there is a mark in the box, but it's not like they marked it to keep track of it. But yeah, that looks like the same box. And apparently he got 2 if he ordered from TikTok Shop and Amazon. So it seems like he's showing the same one.
But the fact that this person went as far to purchase on Amazon and purchase on TikTok to drag this company's product through the mud is absolutely insane. I just cannot imagine doing this to another company unless you are so uncertain and you just don't believe in your product and you don't think that.
What I think is crazy is that you'd go to the trouble to do that for a company that only has 2 reviews.
Yeah, like
taking
he felt
over the game.
intimidated.
Like I could see doing that if it was like they were stealing all your business, but if they only have 2 reviews, it doesn't seem like they're really booming.
But anyway, then the owner responds, and here we go.
I called this girl a Karen from our company TikTok account, and now everybody's freaking out. I'm gonna try to go over everything as quick as possible, but it's pretty ridiculous. So Karen made her review of our company bashing us because she didn't like our customer service and the fact that we canceled her free collaboration and we wouldn't send her more free shit. We go back and forth with her a little bit in the comments. She makes another video, and that is the video where we just say, you know, if you weren't such a Karen, we would have just sent you it. I do want to clarify, we're not calling her a Karen because she asked for a replacement. We're calling her a Karen because she ran a TikTok to make a hit piece on us. The next hit piece has to do with a company called Fabulove, who reached out to Karen to let her know that we had made a 1-star review from our company account on their TikTok shop. And you're damn right we did. They stole our product and copied our videos almost word for word. This video was made on 9/1. Compare it to these 2 videos that we made 3 months ago. And if you have any doubts on who brought this product to market first, we posted this product in 2022. Why don't you go look at Fabulove's accounts and see when they first started posting?
Sir, take several seats. This is not an original idea.
Well, I don't know if the DIY concept of it is an original idea.
Maybe.
You didn't invent the thing.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is a
I was
thing.
like, I
and you just
edited a
invented
video of
doing
an
it at
event
home.
that had this being done at it 4 years ago at least.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I don't think a bunch of people thought it would be a great idea to send people boxes with a bunch of pliers in it and be like, do it yourself. Like, I feel like most people would rather still do it somewhere. Makes more
But
sense.
I kind of also don't feel like he was the first one to do it if 2022 was when.
Yeah, probably not. But that being said, you're literally admitting that, like, they stole my shit. So yeah, I left them a 1-star review and faked it. Like, fuck you.
Yeah, it's not like literally
what
like
he's
defamation.
saying. He's not saying that he faked it, but like, that's what you're admitting to because you're not denying it.
Yeah, I was going to say, it wasn't, yeah, I did that review because it was broken. It was, yeah, I did that review because they fucked us.
They
And it's
suck.
like, what?
It's because it was a couple months ago. They saw that we were scaling this and having success, and they completely ripped it off, and they're trying to brand it as their own now. The last hit piece has to do with a creator that says we didn't pay her the money that we owed her, and I gotta say, we fucked up on this one.
Oh, missed that.
Also, not the hit pieces.
I hate that fucking term.
I know
hit
you do.
piece? You mean they just
Can't
called your ass
imagine why.
out? Like, get over it. Even if there wasn't like 100% legitimacy to it, it's just like the hit piece is just like you think you're so important,
For me,
and I can't.
I mean, first of all, hit piece, it has been used in just.
I know, girl. I know.
There's a reason I have a personal connection to it. But I do think it is appropriate in certain situations. Didn't we just talk about actually something recently where I call which this is even a little dramatic, but I called Tati's video was a hit piece on James Charles.
It was at the time.
A hit piece is when you're like taking a bunch of information and presenting it in a very like specific skewed narrative to try and accomplish like essentially ruining someone's career, their life, whatever.
Yeah. And then when you look at the base of it, it doesn't really hold a lot of weight or like it's just not based in a lot of reality.
There's not a whole lot of meat behind it. Like it's kind of just like assumptions and like implications that maybe aren't totally true. There's missing context. Those weren't hit pieces. Those were like
She didn't
someone
lie.
saying they had a bad experience.
I wasn't dealing with her personally. This was months ago with somebody else on our team, but I did go back and actually look at the emails, and we got to pay her. So if we haven't already, we'll reach out to you, Jenna. I'm sorry, I take full responsibility.
If we haven't
for that.
already, maybe make sure you did before you filmed this.
But we will get it resolved. We're going to pay a little extra because it was months ago. That's enough yapping for one day. I'm going to the beach. I'm sure there'll be plenty of Karens in the comments. I love you all. Bye.
He's giving just like insufferable energy because he
beach.
just like thinks he's hot and can do no wrong.
Yeah, it didn't go over well. I will say that. And he does seem pretty insufferable. So he has that going for him or not going for him.
Because he gives the vibes of a guy that like is super sweet, and then you like say that you don't want to have sex with him, and then he like
Tells you you're a bitch.
tells
and
you to leave.
ugly.
Yeah.
All in all, I don't know who didn't get paid. I guess Jenna didn't get paid. I
she does.
missed that. I hope she does, girl. I hope you get your money and a little bit extra. Bitch, run her money. Like, I don't know how many months it's been, but there's interest on that shit. I am stuck in the situation that I find myself in quite often on this channel where I can't be fully on any team. Like, I think he's a douchebag, and I also think she should have just let it. Like, I don't think this should have been a thing.
I don't think she needed to be like an investigative journalist that is taking down this. Like, I just don't. And, you know, that's her prerogative. If that's what she wants to put her energy into, sure. I just don't. Like, again, couldn't be me.
Yeah, I don't find her like malicious or anything. I just find it to be a weird move, I guess. And I also think that I would have a completely different opinion if they still made her do the video. I would have a completely different opinion for if a lot of things went differently.
The second
in
I
this
got
whole
that
scenario.
email, I would have been like, goodbye.
Yeah, I don't know. We're probably gonna get roasted for this opinion, but he seems like a douchebag for what it's worth.
Oh no, he's
I don't know.
fucked. They handled it weird. Again, it was weird. They asked her to pay up front. Don't think that should have happened. Think they should have just cut the
Discount
ties
code, though,
immediately.
remember?
It's weird. I just don't know why you would feel like so slighted by them when it's like, I mean, you didn't lose anything. I want to see if I still have these emails. Let me check. I bought something years ago when my back was like really, really bad, and I was like literally anything I could find that might help I was buying. Have you heard of moon pods?
No.
They're like little bean bags that it's like I'll show you the website in a sec, but let me search and see if I hope this was to this email. It's like a bean bag, but honestly, I got it and I was a huge fan, and you can like have it so you can like lay on it, or you can position it to like more sit on it. Like, it seemed like it would be great for my back because I like was editing all the time, and also it would just be nice to relax in. So I get it and I love it for a little bit, but very quickly it stretches out to the point that the little beads in it weren't like enough to like it. So I would sit in it and like my butt would touch the ground.
Oh, hell no.
Like it wasn't full enough. So I imagine that has to be like,
send me more beans.
Jesse, I shit you not.
Is that what you said?
No, I asked for a new one because I just spent $400 on this fucking beanbag, and I emailed them, and it was after 1 month.
Wait, so you paid this? You paid full
Yeah,
price.
no, this wasn't a brand deal or something. I paid for it. I said, as you'll see in the photos attached, the moon pot I bought literally 1 month ago has completely lost shape and stretched out to the point that sitting on it in any position inevitably results with your butt sitting on the ground. At first, I hoped it was just the cover that was stretched out, which is why it's missing in the photos, but it's clear that's not the case. If this was a $30 beanbag I bought on Amazon, I wouldn't be as annoyed. But this feels like an extremely short period of time for an adult female under 130 pounds to possibly be able to overuse your product to the point of dysfunction. Is this a common thing that other customers have experienced? I'm very happy with the purchase initially, but now it creates more back issues than it fixes. If you think this might be a fluke or there was a design flaw with my order specifically, I would happily accept a replacement and hopefully has a life, blah, blah. So I was basically like, bitch, send me a new one. I just spent $400 on this beanbag and it's less, like, yet I can't even use it.
Okay, first of all, that looks like a laundry sack. What the fuck is that?
Like, literally, for a while,
you paid $400 for that? Lily, what the fuck?
Well,
When
that's without the cover on, too.
That literally looks like a sack of someone's laundry.
Well, the beads are
so
nice.
confused.
But so then, I was expecting them to be like, oh my God, so sorry, that doesn't usually happen. That's weird. They respond at first and say, we really apologize about this. However, this is not a common problem. It is probably a factory defect, which we'll investigate. Please allow us to remedy this by sending you replacement fills. So they just want to send me more filling to put in it.
I would have taken that, girl. I'm gonna be honest.
I did.
Like, all right.
No. I did. So they were like, when you receive the refill, all you need to do is use a paperclip to open the safety locking zipper and put it in. Blah, blah, blah. The replacement fill weighs about 2.5 pounds. Likely, you may not need to use all of it. So I'm like, already this is insane. The fact that I'm having to put 2 more pounds of the filling in after a month, like,
oh, weird. And then they go on to tell you to remove the outer sleeve, wash and dry it via the washing instructions located on the product because it generally tightens up the moon pod and they're supposed to soften up after the first few uses. It seems like for something that's a rare factory, whatever, they have like specific instructions to fix it.
My response was, sounds a bit messy, but I guess I don't have to do.
Literally, it says, it just doesn't start with hello, nothing. It's just like, sounds a bit messy, but I guess I don't have to do.
How do I know it just won't happen again? Is there a reason you wouldn't replace it altogether to avoid that? And then they go, thank you for your understanding. We look into each case on an individual basis. We don't expect it to happen.
Oh my God, I'm dying. It says, we want to assure you that this won't happen again. However, if by any chance the product loses its stiffness again, please let us know and we'll look into the case again and work with you towards a solution. AKA, you'll keep receiving filling for the rest of your life.
Literally. So also, have you ever seen, like, these were a little different, or a little smaller, I guess, but do you know what the filling for beanbags is like?
Yeah.
It's like those
little
kind of
styrofoam balls.
Yes. That are like, they get effort. Like, it's not like a...
Oh yeah, I know all about that. My son has de-stuffed a few things. Hello there, checking in to let you know that I received this filling and in addition to it getting everywhere and sticking to everything, including the moon pod itself, the transfer process as a whole was a complete disaster. The bag was broken in the box, so a very large... I'm fucking done. The bag was broken in the box, so a very large portion of the filling was already seeping out, making the entire situation even messier. I mean, you knew it. The witch spoke. She said she knew it was going to get messy.
No, but literally, I was like, that sounds like a cop. Like, can you just give me a new one? Like, come on.
Then, after I ended up putting all of the filling in, it only seemed to be okay for about a day before already losing its shape to the point that more often than not, you find yourself actually sitting on the ground beneath it. Needless to say, the entire situation has been extremely frustrating, especially when I then remember how much I spent on something that has proven to be no more than a basic beanbag. And that is just you getting got, girl. You got by marketing. That's what it was.
I don't remember them ever saying that they were sending me a full replacement, though.
Okay, so before we were reading all of these, there was one specific place where they said they were going to send you a new one.
Yeah, I kind of think maybe I didn't.
Shut up. At the end, they offered to replace it and you just didn't answer. Also, classic Lily, not answer your emails.
Well, so here, I don't remember where it would be. I know I didn't delete it. I filmed that whole process of me putting the filling in.
No, stop it.
And I was going to make a video and it was going to be like the worst product I've ever bought on Instagram. And then my back got shitty and I just like didn't do any videos.
Gave up.
But like I have it somewhere and it is so funny because it's literally me like trying to take stuff up and it's just like beads sticking to me everywhere. And that I tell you that shit was all over my apartment for months.
You know I wasn't gonna film this, but I'm a little annoyed. I bought this moon pod a while ago. This is the moon pod that they keep advertising. It's completely flat now. So when I sit on it, my butt is literally just, my butt's on the ground right now. This is not, it's a nice pillow, but so I reach out to them and I'm like, hey, is this a factory defect or like, what's the deal? And they were like, oh, we're so sorry. Yeah, it's definitely a factory defect. We'll send you more of the insert. I responded and I was like, that sounds kind of messy. And they responded, they were like, yeah, well, I mean, if we thought yours was broken, we would send you a new one, but like, good luck. I just got the stuff to put in it. It's literally in a bag. There's already beads all over my apartment. It's gonna be a fucking disaster. It's gonna get fucking everywhere. It said use a paper clip, but I don't have a paper clip, so get a bobby pin, I guess. Can we all agree this is already way more complicated than it should be to just maintain after a month? Oh, they're gonna get everywhere. Fuck. They're already floating away. Okay. Oh, fuck this. Literally, oh my god, you guys. Fuck this. They like stick to your fingers. Oh, fuck you. Oh my god. I don't even know how they expect me to try and do this. Should be like a vacuum brand deal. Everywhere. Okay, I got this. I don't know if this is gonna help or make it worse. Fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. No, go back in, go back in. I don't even feel like this whole bag is like, maybe I should just do this. Put the whole bag in and then take some out.
Oh, it's easy. You just put the replacement beads in.
Okay. Still not even totally full.
Hey, Moonpod, go fuck yourself.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But like that, like, yeah, I can be a petty bitch and I can be a little aggressive with customer service because usually that will get you what you want. But like, tell me this is not absurd.
No, this is absurd. That's absurd. Just especially, it's also just very funny. I think that the situation we just covered with like the whole lock shop thing, it's a different vibe because again, number one, it's a far lower price point, which $60 is a lot of money, but again, she didn't have to pay it. So that's a whole separate thing. If she paid it, that's obviously, this wouldn't even be a conversation because they would have just sent her a clasp or she would have been pissed that they didn't send her a clasp.
This was a $400 beanbag.
Yeah, this is just a completely different situation. And I think that as she keeps saying like customer reviews and you should take better care of your customers. You're not a customer though. Like you're not.
Yeah.
And,
no, I mean, that was my biggest takeaway. Every time she said customer service, I was like, service.
And again, they should treat creators that they choose to work with because they do have to approve that better. But at the same time, I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of like, okay, both of you enough.
Wait, also,
no more about these bracelets, okay?
I just remembered that the funniest part about this was like, not even another year later, I matched with the fucking CEO of Moonpot on Hinge.
Where you matched with
I matched with him specifically because I was like, this could be funny.
Was it funny?
Message him and be like, bitch. I don't think I ever saw that they were going to send me a replacement.
Yeah, I think you missed that train. Try answering. See if you get another one. I mean, if I had to guess, the other one would probably suck too.
I was like, well, now I spent even
pictures.
more money and got a love sack, so.
Review coming soon. Anyway, okay, I'm going to send you my We Love the Internet.
Yeah, that can be my We Love the Internet. Sorry, that was a really unnecessarily wrong, but it felt relevant.
Loved it. This is one that I saw quite a while ago. Just been waiting for the right moment. I don't know why now feels like it, but anyway. Have you shopped on Temu? I don't know how you pronounce that.
That can be a whole other rant too, because I just did for the first time, and I don't like to because I know that they're like sketchy, but I was trying to buy Halloween shirts. And oh my god, they're fucking you won $100 coupon. You won this. You can't get through 2 pages of their app without getting them to like, you have to order this in 12 minutes, but then the next 10 minutes you're spent fucking spinning wheels that they won't let you X out of.
Please, just leave me to the fucking $3 bathroom decorations before I punch up drywall. Yeah, it's Anyway, so this is about someone who bought a croissant lamp from Temu. I guess they have like food shaped lamps.
I saw the thumbnail. I was like, it kind of looks like either a wet croissant or like a Dairy Queen cone.
Yeah, it's like a lamp that's a croissant, which I guess could be cute if you're, I don't know, someone who really likes croissants. Seems like a weird decorative piece, but you know, I'm not judging.
I got this Temu lamp as a gift from my sisters, and I had it in my room, and I came home from work after the hot day, and there was like hundreds of ants underneath it, and I was like, why the fuck would ants want a fake croissant? And like, I'm almost wondering if this is a fucking literal real croissant covered in resin. Because they were going in the holes. And anyway, I just poked a bigger hole. And it, like, low-key looks like a fucking croissant under there. Hang on.
What? Look at the bottom. It has, like, wiring. Dude, that looks like a croissant to me.
Shut the fuck up.
That looks like a fucking croissant. Are you actually joking me? Like, that looks like fucking pastry.
What is happening? Look at this.
Look at the crumbs.
It's absolutely a croissant.
What the actual fuck, Timu? I guess there's one way to truly know.
No!
And that crumb just came out of there.
I commend her for this. I was wondering myself.
She's really doing it for the plot, but oh my god.
It's literally fucking food.
I could not believe
that. Was literally the most unexpected wheel of the internet you've ever brought to the table.
Right? I was cackling though when I first saw that. I was literally just like, no, it can't be.
That feels like we need to like have a deep dive about like, are there other food products that they sell?
Yeah, other food. I think so. And we need to order them all is what you're saying? Because I'm down. Is that what you mean?
Is fucking hilarious and so weird.
I mean, I know that croissants are kind of hollow in general. Maybe they purposefully made them that way, but it seems almost like they hollowed it out for the like battery.
Oh, for sure. Yes, but not all of it. There were still remnants for the ants.
Oh my god! It seems easier to just like make it out of plastic or something super cheap. Like what?
It's
a real
not the most like
really?
difficult. Like I've seen people replicate like ceramic croissants before. You don't need. That's a very weird corner to be cutting.
Yeah. Anyway, just found that fun.
That is hilarious.
fun and fresh. This was a fun episode in general. Lots of journeys we went on. I had a good time. If you guys made it to the end, we appreciate you very much. And hope you have a wonderful weekend. And as always, most of the time, we will see you on Monday. Bye.
Cheers.